Good morning, everyone. Hope you guys had a fantastic weekend and a fantastic night's rest. I was all right. Mine was all right. Not the best weekend, not the worst weekend. It's just there. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Good morning, Grindus. Good morning, JoJo. Good morning, Crazy Valentine. Good morning, Elder Dragoon. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Nah, I didn't sleep that well last night. It wasn't terrible, though. I, the injury's been acting up still, which is fucking annoying. But I did hang out with Bull and some other VTubers and stuff last night, and we were just talking. Watched Hunt of the Parenting and everything up to chapter 5. That was the big one we were waiting for. We got all the way up to chapter 5. It was real good. Yeah, speaking of writing, also, again, this is just audio, but still.
Oh shit! It's a fucking guru!
Oh, I love that episode. Or I love that reaction episode. It's a good episode too, but still. That reaction was fucking peak. Oh. Oh, try to shake the sleep off and everything. Yeah, we're up to 75 pages in the book. I wish I'd gotten more, but there's too much stuff that was like jumping around. Okay, I'm thinking, where do we want to start the preview at? Let's see, where should we go at? Alright, let's start here. Yeah. Yeah. And I'll explain some plans I have going forward. What's the word count on us? Tools. Word count. 33,633. That's a lot of threes. And 6 is divisible by 3. Nice. We're in the triples, boys. Oh my god, no, don't display word count while typing. Ugh, that'd be terrible. You get more and more self-conscious. More and more self-conscious. Oh, fuck. Yeah, we're up to chapter 8, and it's still been less than 24 hours through the whole book. No, 33,633. All right. Let's start here. Hmm. I then started thinking maybe we should go back further. No, we'll do right here, right here. Michael carefully mixed up some coffee in the break room and turned back to face the two agents. One was resting against the door, thus preventing anyone from leaving or entering. The other sat in a chair furthest from the door at the back the break room table. Hang on, let me wipe some more sleep out of my eyes. Hold up. Maybe that'll help. Maybe that'll help. Break room table, thus ensuring that Michael couldn't keep eyes on both of them at once. Fucking NDA. Oh, you seem annoyed, Ranger. What's on your mind? I've been shot. Have some wee bruises, Foreman. And now that I'm cleared by EMT, I cannot go home and to relax because two government spooks show up, flash a badge around. What do you think be on me mind? Samantha didn't heed his words at all and instead carried onwards. That is quite the accent. Your family fresh to our shores, or? My family's very tight-knit. Been here for a few generations back. But we keep close, and thus my manner of speaking was shaped by 'em. All that being true, it was not the whole of it. For one, a generation back was a long, long time for Wolverine, who lived such long lives, barring any extreme misfortune. Though there was a lot of misfortune. His lineage went back to before the Republic of Rosentia even existed. The second truth he kept was that he just enjoyed the accent and manner of speaking more, some small and silly way to stand out amongst the other wolves of the tribe. Interesting. You could check if you're keen. I already had to have such done to even become a ranger. Your lot may have forgotten, but this be a federal posting too. Michael furrowed his brow and slowly came to settle in the chair opposite of her. Tell me about the bird. What bird? Oh, come now. When we were entering from your newly acquired doorway, you turned your head to acknowledge it. I wasn't keenly suspicious until after I questioned the bird being there and realized no one else but us could see it. Michael willed himself to not make any movements or try and give away any hint of acknowledgement at all. He tried to remain cold and placid, and instead made a bigger show of taking a sniff and scratching his cheek. If this had been a mistake, as he had now properly caught her scent, and this threw off every one of his plans. $2 from Indigo the Tricky. Thank you very much. Just gave my D&D players a Vorpal club. What? What? A Vorpal club. Okay. Also, the total's no longer nice. We're at 71. Ever played T-ball? I have not. Instead of remaining still and detached, he furrowed his brow more and leaned in slightly. Well, clearly I struck on something important. Nay, it's not to be the... Michael stopped himself. He just automatically answered. But he could smell the scent. He then slowly stood up from the table and took another sniff of the air. Do you smell Tut? He had to try and spin this, but he knew that scent. Knew it somewhere in the back of his mind. As he put on more of a show, sniffing at the air, making at least the woman follow suit, he stepped close to the man leaning against the door, who never took his eyes off him. He wanted to make a further show and sniff near the man, and this was his second mistake. This scent wasn't some distant memory. He knew it immediately, and he stopped in his tracks and looked over the man, slowly taking in his measure. I can assure you, if you're weighing any options involving me, you won't like the outcome. Michael's eyes intently focused all across the man until he came up to look at his face, his eyes staring back into William's own. He took another sniff at the air, and he couldn't help but tilt his head, which the man followed in kind, though only a little. What do you see in your dreams? Michael couldn't believe he had asked, but that scent, he knew it so perfectly. It was one he was often confronted with in his daily life. The woman, he had vague recollections of the scent being important, but the man's scent was different. It wasn't vague, it was important, and in this moment a new opportunity suddenly presented itself. Listen, pal, she's the one asking the questions. Turn around. This be for the both of ye. Both. Not one, nor the other. Both. What do ye see? Michael didn't need to finish, as he looked back to the woman and then back to the man. He chose to become less defensive, more relaxed, calmer. Well, let's do and calm. And calm's better. The woman was an unknown for now, but the man, he had the smell on him, that daily smell. I want to know about the bird. I swear I will tell ye about it, but answer me question first. I don't see why this be important, beyond anything you may realize. This be very important and linked to me own answer of your question. What do ye see? Two agents looked between each other for a time, and Samantha then shrugged her shoulders and sighed in a bit of frustration. I dream of the woods and forests. They calm me down. Be that the truth? Michael looked at her intently, and then raised a brow. Yet it was William who answered first. That's strange. I didn't know that. I dream of the woods and forests too. Do you, by chance, see the wolves in yours? Michael snapped his focus back to the man at the door, his eyes opening wider as he looked him up and down once more. The action made William self-conscious for a time, but Samantha then spoke up. No, I don't see wolves. I'll be amongst the trees and hear the call of blackbirds, and then I will fly over the forest and through the air. That was it. That sealed it for Michael. He knew now for sure why her scent was vaguely familiar. He had only met one for a brief time, but olfactory memory was a potent thing for Wolverine. The ranger focused back on the man. How long have ye had them dreams? What is that? How long? Oh, I'm not sure. This was a lie. He remembers exactly when. Perhaps 15 years now? 15 years? You've resisted it for 15? Michael's words slowly tapered off in tone as he looked over the man. He had heard from the spirits the longer someone resisted their nature, the more spectacular their release would be. Root Howler himself said the most incredible one he saw was a Wolverine woman named Alexandra who resisted it for 4.5 years. This man was a time bomb waiting to detonate, and the sheer resistance he had put up, his awakening would be devastating. Do I want to continue? Should I want to continue, or should we stop there for now? Let's continue a little bit. Samantha stepped around the table and came towards the ranger. She reached a hand out and grabbed his shoulder. Hey, okay, now you're freaking me out. Answer the question then. What about the bird? Nay, lass. Nay, that... It be connected. Ye both be having the dreams. How long have ye had yours, lass? Please answer me. This be far more important. William now was off the door and stepped closer to the man. He wanted to grab him, but he kept his hands to himself and just looked between the ranger and Samantha. I'm not sure. It's been a little over a year. Maybe a year and a half. Aye. And you're more fine. Your kind be... I need to tell you both something important. But nay here. I dinna care if you need to cuff me or what, but follow me out the back. No, first tell her about the bird. Michael grumbled some and looked to the door and back to Samantha. The bird be a spirit. You could see it because you're connected to the spiritual side of the world. Okay. And why couldn't he see the bird but could see the light? The light? Oh, you were the pair outside that base. William immediately grabbed the man's shoulder and glared at him. What base? Were you in the forest a couple hours ago? What were you doing there? Lad, calm yourself. It wasn't just something Michael wished for at this moment. He had a genuine fear that the man could break and embrace his true self. That bird, she could see, but ye can't. It be the thing that guided me out that way. I work with them spirits, and he said I needed to see something important over there, and offered to light me way. William couldn't believe it. Sure this ranger was just guessing or something. Who would guess that, though? Why was William so dead set on disbelief and skepticism in this moment? Samantha stepped over to William and placed a hand on his arm and nodded her head to draw him aside. This had already been a wild series of revelations, and apparently this ranger wanted to tell them more. Curiosity was running rampant, and she wanted to hear more. Why were those dreams important? Also, to hear that William had similar dreams to her own was strangely comforting. Will, I think we should hear what he has to say. I'm strangely apprehensive. William hadn't felt this way in a long time. There was something gnawing at the back of his mind, a yearning to march right out now. He had to suppress that urge to center himself more. We should hear what he has to say, though. Willful ignorance can lead to problems in the long run. Samantha nodded her head and then smiled at William before turning to look back at the ranger. She then stepped over and into the brief private conversation. As long as you aren't going to try and run off or do something stupid, we'll go with you. I have a lot of questions. I'm sure you do, lass. It's going to sound weird and I can't answer everything immediately, but perhaps give both of ye, a bit of guidance in where to look. Perhaps this is what the spirits meant and what they wanted from him. Could this be why all these strange occurrences keep happening to him? Whatever the case, it truly was all the spirits' fault. This was a fact in Michael's mind, at least. Yeah, let's add that. The three of them started to leave the break room, which got Jennifer to sit up at attention and even stand. Michael looked her way and was hoping she wasn't about to do anything stupid. That hope was a fool's one as she came over to them as they were making their way through the damp offices and heading for the back door. Is everything all right? What's going on? Lass, everything be all right. Just wait. And who is this? The man asked as he looked at her intently, stepping away from the ranger for a time. I was here when those men broke in, with their car. When the shooting happened, the ranger saved me. Jennifer stated as clearly as she could, but she then gained a frown. When she saw the ranger close his eyes and pinch the bridge of his nose. Well then, seems you'll have to stick with us then. We have some questions. William then made a motion of his hand to have her step closer. He then turned and looked at the ranger, catching his exasperated look and actions. It wasn't that William wanted to derail things. This woman said she was there. Having a chink in the story's armor and to check this ranger's statements was a good idea. Internally, Michael was screaming. This woman's need to be involved with his affairs was already causing trouble. How much trouble, he hoped, would be relatively minor. Deep down, though, he knew he was just deluding himself. There you go. And that was the end of Chapter 7, Cover Up. Then Chapter 8, Puzzle Pieces starts. Yeah. Yes, you were correct. Dog head tilt. They can't help themselves. Samantha does the head tilt too, but it's because birds. You'll sometimes see birds do that, like when they're trying to get a better angle on things. Trying to get perspective changes. So it's a subtle way of picking out when people are shifters and stuff. They have some of those innate natural tendencies. Cordysoth, when speaking to Meraxes, because Meraxes had one that a lot of dragons have. Which a lot of dragons, when they're thinking, they'll bring up their hand and they'll scratch it or rub it along the side of their snout. Just when they ponder things. They're naturalized movements. That's what Cordysoth calls them. I want to jump ahead. I guess we can go back a bit. Because there's a reason she asked about the bird. I guess I should have started there. I was debating on there or going forward, but let's go back a little bit to explain the bird. By the time William pulled up to the visitor center, there was already a dozen rangers, an ambulance, and even a pair of squad cars from the state police. He figured he didn't get the alert. He figured he didn't get the alert until after whatever went down was called in proper. But even so, he felt an apprehension about walking into the situation now. Samantha seemed to be feeling the same, but she took a deep breath and looked over to him and offered a smile. Well, this isn't going to change opinions on how the NDA operates. Shall we? William let out a soft chuckle and the pair got out of the car and approached some nearby rangers who were acting as perimeter watch. His eyes, though, went from them to instead look at a car parked nearby that had one spare tire and a heavy flat on it. One of the rangers held up a hand and was about to speak, but William looked at them and nodded his head. I understand what you're about to say, but we are with the NDA. The ranger seemed to fumble a little at that and raised a brow up. I'm sure you've got some sort of ID to back up such a bold claim. I do, but given the situation, I figured it was best to announce it first and then ask your permission to retrieve it from my coat pocket. You know, in the interest of keeping things here calm. The ranger kept his eyebrow raised but nodded his head. Though his right hand did carefully come to rest on the back of his sidearm, while the other ranger took a couple steps to the side and did the same. William then slowly slipped his right hand in his coat and retrieved his ID from the breast pocket therein. His movements were slow and steady, no sudden snaps or jerkiness, but just a practiced motion before he offered the ID out. Special Agent William Lowell, NDA. This is my partner, Agent Samantha Baker. Samantha smiled at the introduction and turned to denote the badge she wore on her belt. We'd say more, but we signed one for sure. She gave a warm smile out, and though the first ranger groaned a little when he checked the ID, the other at least chuckled a little at her joke. The rangers then called in over the radio to let the others on site know of the two new arrivals. This made Michael grumble loudly and roll his eyes, which Steve also nodded to. Fucking spooks. Great. Jennifer looked between the two rangers and was curious why they were so apprehensive. She then turned her head and gave a nod to a paramedic who brought her a drink and gave her a smile. Well, hope they don't feck around too much. I want to sleep. Oh, don't worry, Mikey. We'll try and make this smooth. Michael was about to give an acknowledgement, but then tilted his head when he saw something curious. A strange bird flew through the opening and came to sit next to the ranger, who did his best not to turn and acknowledge them. Oh, shit, no, sit next to the ranger's head. Very good. Dead smiler. Very good. By Maraxis, why was this bird brain here now? Michael wanted to shoo it away, or at least get it to leave. This was something not needed now. Yet it seemed that fate and the spirits wanted to give him ever more of a rough time. Samantha and William walked into the front of the visitor center, carefully stepping around the broken glass as best they could. Both of them had the same exact question jump to their mind. Why the hells would anyone break into a national park visitor center? The second question came more rapidly to Samantha's mind, and she spoke out. What's with the bird? Michael tried his best not to react, but it was clear that when he tilted his head and Brightbeak suddenly leapt off his shoulder and fled, that Samantha was keenly aware that at least this ranger could see it. This made her eyes lock firmly to Michael's own. This also drew William's attention, but it was Samantha that spoke up. Good morning, Ranger. Hope you don't mind, but our higher-ups set down a mandate. We'd like to talk with you directly. Michael closed his eyes and let out a grumble before he cursed inwardly. Why is it always him? Well, there's nothing for it but to get this over with. Though he absolutely wished Brightbeak hadn't chosen that moment to come and give a congratulations. This was absolutely the spirit's fault. Unbeknownst to Michael, though, Brightbeak flew up into the sky, though not one any normal person would ever see. Instead, it was a shifting and flowing thing, spiritual energy everywhere. Amongst this sky, the bird flew down and landed before a mysterious woman cloaked in white and humming softly to herself. Is the deed done, Brightbeak? Of course. The pieces are moving closer as you wished it. The woman didn't answer, but instead went back to humming. The light coming from her was near transcendent as she turned to face the bird and offered a hand out, letting him hop up and rest on her finger. Her eyes were the most brilliant silver, matched only by her hair, as she began to lightly sway and dance, her humming growing louder until she began to sing, but no words came, just the melodic changes of pitch and tone. Oh, that conniving bird-brained little shit did it on purpose. He did it on purpose. Agua. Purified drinking water. Yes. Bird-brained little fuck. Birds are assholes, law of nature. No, not all birds. Again, blackbirds, they can become assholes if they think you've wronged them. Otherwise, they are fiercely loyal. Fiercely loyal. Right. Right. I want a raven. I want a raven too. Blackbirds are awesome. Blackbirds are awesome. Also, remember, William and Samantha are basically in love with each other, right? We already had that moment where William awkwardly tried to talk to her. He was a little too blunt and forward, and that kind of spun things. And he was just like, "Shit, did I fuck up?" And then no, she jumped at him and kissed him. But William is a wolf, right? William is a wolf, and Samantha is a were-raven, right? And it's funny because that's a thing in nature as well, not love or anything like that. But wolves and ravens work closely with each other in the wild. And it's one of the most fascinating things of non-parasitic species, like naturally forming a cooperative bond with each other, right? No. Sir Reginald is making a reference. Sir Reginald says, I want 2 ravens, and then I want to lose an eye. Sir Reginald wants to become the Allfather. He wants to name the birds Hoonin and Moonin. Shit, I should have started with that first to kind of like ease in the hints. He was going to name the birds Hoonin and Moonin. Yeah, in the wilds, ravens will they'll form a bond with a wolf pack, right? And the wolf pack will form a bond with a unkindness of ravens. I love the fact that it's a murder of crows and an unkindness of ravens. That's just like, wow, nice naming things. Nice naming schemes. They're fucking great. But anyways, so they'll form a bond with an unkindness of ravens. Now, what the ravens do is then they act as scouts. They'll go flying up in the forest, stuff like that, and they'll look around. They'll be like, food. Then they'll come back to the wolfies, and they'll land near the wolfies, and they'll like spread their wings and kind of shake stuff like that and be like, food, caw, come this way, caw. The wolves know what it means, so they all gather up the wolf pack, and the raven will fly low and take them directly to where they spotted prey. And then, while the wolfies hunt, the raven gathers up all of its friends and family, and they come. And the wolfies hunt, they bring down the prey, they start eating, but then they set aside bits and pieces, and they let the ravens show up and start eating as well. So the ravens will start pecking away at stuff, picking up little bits of meat, getting the eyeballs. And then they all just kind of chill out with each other for a bit. Just hang around, they're just like, yep. Oh. Again, it's such a mutually beneficial. It's such a mutually beneficial relationship. It's weird. Yep, the ravens will even play with the little puppies. They'll play with the wolf cubs. So they'll fly around all the little wolf puppies, stuff like that, and they'll teach them to chase and run and jump and stuff like that. It is, like I said, it is a fascinating, well, as Crazy Valentine said, it's a fascinating partnership. It is just it's 2 species, neither of them parasitic in nature, that just formed a bond. So, yeah, it is just really cool. Let's see. Is there any, Oh, hang on, wait. Hey, playing is one of the options, huh? Playing. This is a 2-year-old video. I cannot speak for the quality of this video, but we will find out. Oh, wolf pups and ravens. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Hold on. And look at this. Nature's most unlikely friendship. The mysterious bond between wolves and ravens. No, we gotta look at the wolf pups. The wolf pups and this raven. Yeah, I can't speak for the quality of these videos, right? So first one, this is one from Michael Quinton. Oh, that's ironic. We got Michael Wolf in the book, and now Michael Quinton. We're gonna watch a video of 7 years ago. A video from 7 years. Alright, here you go. I said I cannot speak for the quality of any of these videos. Look at him. Look at those little wolf puppers. Look at them little cubs. Look at them. Oh, 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 oh. The boy's getting away. Ah! That's absolutely adorable. It genuinely is. Bip, bip, bip. Hello. They're like, wait, come back. Come back. Come back. So that was from Michael Quinton. Again, a video from 7 years ago. In the Disney movie, when the raven hops up onto the white rock, he definitely gives a wise philosophical speech to those two pups. Almost like they're training the pups to follow them at a young age, so that when they get older, they'll do the same when hunting. Because if you noticed, like, again, the bird could fly off, easy peasy, right? Like, what the fuck is the wolf gonna do? But no, it stays near the ground, it hops around, stuff like that. It's, yeah. An IQ too high.
It's always cute to see.
Okay, so again, this one I can't speak on. This is from Bio Today. Smaller channel from 2 years ago. 2 years ago. Let's find out. Teach us some things. I mean, we already talked about it, but teach us some things. Lay down the deets. Show your work.
A video of two different animals becoming unlikely friends. Although these types of relationships typically all happen in captivity, there are some that happen in the wild. One of which is the relationship between ravens and wolves. They're some of nature's best friends. To understand how their relationship works, we first have to understand what type of animals they are. Ravens are scavengers, while wolves are predators. This means that ravens will feed off larger animals that were already dead, and wolves will hunt for themselves. So right away, knowing the types of animals that they are, you should be able to tell that ravens will get a meal if they follow wolves. In fact, it was found that nearly 100% of wolf kills were visited by ravens in Yellowstone Park, and they end up consuming around 2/3 of the carcass. Ravens will also lead wolves to carrion, which is the meat of an already dead animal, and they'll do this because carrion is too thick for their beaks to get at, so they need the wolves to open everything up for them. Without wolves, only the eyes could be eaten by the ravens. Ravens actually won't eat large carcasses without wolves around due to a larger predation risk. But of course, ravens don't...
I look at this one. Like, stop it! That wolf's like, no, stop it, stop it. We're not done yet.
get all this food for free, wolves also use them as their tools. Wolves allow the ravens to feast on their kills because they can be an extra set of eyes who can alert of any nearby dangers while the wolves are hunting or eating. Ravens will also find nearby prey for the wolves, as it's been observed that they will harass elk and deer in order to alert them of their location.
Raven's like, oh, you are so fucked, mate. You're so fucked, mate. I'm gonna go get all my friends, the whoopies. We're gonna get all the whoopies and we're gonna bring them over here.
So, it's a relationship built on the sharing of food and the protection of each other. But of course, the relationship between these two animals does get a bit more interesting. It seems they're not just feeding buddies, but they're also playmates. People have observed ravens playing with a wolf pup by teasing them with sticks and starting a game similar to tug of war. They've also been seen playing another game together, one where the raven will swoop down and peck at the wolf's tail or rear, and when the bird flies back up, the pup will play bite at it, and this sequence is repeated multiple times. Or you could even see them play a game of chase, where the pups are the ones chasing the ravens around the ground. But it's this relationship through playing that leads to the ravens and wolves becoming best friends. The bond they share extends into adulthood as well, as when the wolf becomes old enough to leave the pack, the ravens that it grew up with will follow it. Overall, the relationship between ravens and wolves is mutualistic, meaning that they both benefit from it. And there are some similar relationships in the animal world. One for a future video could be coyotes and badgers, or crocodiles and the Egyptian plover. But
the crocodile one is fascinating because it's like, again, crocodiles are so hostile towards everything else, but then they just open their mouths and they just let the birds in, and they don't even try to go for the birds. They're just like God, I need my dentistry checkup, quick. Oh yeah, wolves also hate coyotes, by the way. Fucking, they hate them. They hate them real bad.
Regardless, I hope you enjoyed today's video, so thank you for watching, and if you could like and subscribe, that would be greatly appreciated.
There you go. Hey, thanks, Bio Today. From 2 years ago. Like I said, it's pretty good. That's pretty crazy that certain birds will stick with individual wolves as they grow old and go on their own. Again, that's the same thing for blackbirds and humans, right? When you form a bond with blackbirds, they'll stick with you. Like, they'll follow you where you go. Wolves are the natural predators of coyotes, yep. Because coyotes are a scavenger species as well. Yeah, blackbirds are fascinating just because they got brains. Kind of great apes hunting monkeys. Oh, it's got 5.5 million views, but I hate it. It's because of the face. Oh. I hate that the algorithm has turned people into this. I hate it. Ugh. The soy pog face, yeah. Let's look at Alexi Facts. The mysterious bond between wolves and ravens. Let's see if there's a bit more here, right? As the video's longer, we'll see if there's a bit more to talk about it. But again, that's why I said I actually did that intentionally, to have William Lowell, who is a Wolverine. He will shit, what did I finally decide on? I think it's Coraxon. I'm pretty sure I did Coraxon as the name. I might change it. I don't know, because Corax Corvid is the overall, like, not genus, phyla? God. You want to know something? I always get all the names intermixed with each other. It's the fucking animal kingdom charts, right? The phylum, the genus, the family, it's like, oh my god. I get all of that fucking mixed together. Yeah. That's why I said I had Samantha, Samantha Baker and William Lowell will be in a relationship. Oh, shit, I already had it. Okay, so from Alexi Fax 10 months ago. Alright, Alexi. Or Alex E, maybe? So, Alex E Facts? Alex Y Facts.
The wild can be a harsh and unforgiving place where survival is a daily struggle. In this relentless battle for existence, animals often form surprising alliances. One such captivating...
I am shocked that YouTube didn't age restrict the video just for that, right? You said it good French enough. What?
partnership exists between two seemingly different creatures.
Okay, I don't want to nitpick here, but seemingly different. That's it's not seemingly different. It's obviously different. Like what? I get it's just word choice, right? But from two seemingly different creatures. When you see a raven and a wolf beside each other, they're actually the same. It's like, no, they're not. No. No, stop. 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 You're being silly. Poor word choices. Word choices.
Intelligent raven and the powerful wolf. This...
I don't like that assumption. The intelligent raven and the powerful wolf. Wolves are pretty fucking smart. Like, holy shit. Biology is racist. Again, I'm not saying they're like super brains or smart or anything like that, but again, you have to have a level of intelligence to be a pack hunter, right? It's the same thing with hyenas and stuff like that. You have to have an intelligence to you in order to even do pack tactics, right? A mindless thing, something that's super dumb, it can't work together, it can't coordinate. Also, for anyone that doesn't know, wolves mate for life, right? There's another fascinating thing.
Unlikely duo, bound together by mutual need and a shared understanding of the wilderness.
I get the unlikely duo thing, right? But they don't have a mutual need for each other. A wolf can hunt on its own. It doesn't need the raven. The raven can pick at carcasses and eat eyeballs all at once. It doesn't need the wolf. They just figured out, both of them, because they're intelligent, that if they work together, they get a lot more stuff. It's not a mutual need, it's a mutual benefit. Sorry, I'm being fucking... I just wanted to listen to him talk about wolves and ravens. And I'm being fucking picky. Ugh.
Demonstrates the remarkable adaptability of nature. Ravens, with their glossy black feathers and sharp intelligence, are often seen as solitary scavengers. Wolves, on the...
I guess, because I guess people don't really know the unkindness of ravens. Again, I just love the fact that, I love the fact so much that whoever named them, whichever mad lad in history named them, named a flock of ravens an unkindness. That's fucking so good. Mutualism rather than symbiosis. Yep. They don't need each other, but they have mutual benefits if they do work together. Another thing is that alpha wolves don't really exist. Not in the wild, at least. Wolf packs are really families where Papa and Mama wolves are in charge. Yep. And again, you can get bigger and bigger families, too, which is interesting. Like, you can get really big wolf packs.
On the other hand, are known for their strength and pack mentality, working together to bring down large prey. Yet,
Sorry, I was just watching the thing. Hold on.
are often seen as solitary scavengers. Wolves, on the other hand, are known for their strength and pack mentality, working together to bring down.
I'm being bullied. Mom, I'm being bullied.
Down large prey. Yet, despite their contrasting lifestyles, these animals have forged a bond that benefits them both. This unique relationship, observed for centuries by indigenous cultures and later documented by scientists, offers a fascinating glimpse into the complex web of life in the wild. The sight of a raven playfully interacting with a wolf, or a wolf patiently tolerating a raven's presence, might seem unusual to us. However, in the unforgiving landscapes where they coexist, this partnership is a testament to the power of cooperation. Their alliance, forged over millennia of shared experiences, highlights the intricate connections that exist within ecosystems.
You're making it sound way more grandiose than it is. Like, I agree it's a beautiful thing, but you're making it sound way more like high concept things. It's like, no, this is what nature does. Nature will find the methodology of least resistance. That's what nature's good at. That's part of Ian Malcolm's speech. A lot of people don't understand Ian Malcolm's speech and in the book or in the movie, the original Jurassic Park, about chaos theory and nature finds a way, right? It's not that nature, like, inherently wants to break free or anything like that. It just finds the methodology for easiest continued existence. Right? That's what it does. That's what nature do. Oh no, friendship must not pet the forest puppies. Yeah. Well, remember, they are wild animals. But you can form, again, it's fucking risky because they're a wild animal, right? So this is not advice for anyone going out in the fucking woods. But you can form a bond with a wolf pack. Like, again, if you bring them stuff and things like that, like, you can slowly form a bond with them, but I wouldn't be like, I brought you meat, now let me pet you. No, that's fucking crazy. You'll be added to the meat. Yeah, it takes time. But how do you think early humans started domesticating wolves, right? And then made dogs? That's the way they did it. They just would slowly form a bond with them over time.
Reminding us that even the most different creatures can find common ground in the face of adversity. The origins of the raven and wolf partnership can be traced back to the challenging environments of the northern hemisphere. In these harsh landscapes, where food can be scarce, especially during the long winter months, survival often depends on collaboration. It is believed that the relationship between ravens and wolves first emerged in these demanding conditions, driven by a shared need to locate and access food. Ravens, with their keen eyesight and ability to soar high above the ground, possess an invaluable skill in this partnership.
It's funny that he talks about how ravens are solitary hunters, and then he keeps showing, like, big raven packs.
They are expert food finders. These intelligent birds can spot a carcass from miles away, long before a wolf pack catches its scent. Wolves, while powerful hunters in their own right, sometimes struggle to find prey, especially during periods of scarcity.
Yeah, they're at a bit of a disadvantage being, land-bound. Of course they'll struggle sometimes. They're stuck on the ground. They can't see over the hill. Like, they don't got x-ray vision. And again, in the wintertime, everything gets numbed, right? Unkindness or murder. It's an unkindness of ravens. That's for ravens. Murder is for crows. Like I said, I love whoever named the blackbird, like, flocks. I love it. It's so funny. Yeah. But no, it's the same thing with like, again, the way the Eskimo hunt up in the Arctic, the way the Eskimo hunt wolves. I actually used it in a book. Hold on. We were writing lore for Duke of Ook's server, right? And I wanted to explain why, because Thorin Denderson is wolf aligned, right? Like he is aligned with Dendor, the god of nature, who is considered a mad god. And so a lot of his stuff involves a lot of wolf iconography and everything like that. And the way that he figures out, he knows how to hunt for wolves and everything like that. But he doesn't take anything that he can't make himself. That's part of his whole, like, Thorin's philosophy, is he takes from the forest, but he has to be the one smart enough to survive. He needs to adapt. He needs to overcome. So here, the winter chill. The wolf panted a little and gave a soft whimper as its belly growled. It had eaten earlier, but the meal was already through its system, and the snow was getting harder to work through. Its nose tingled and its tongue was going numb from the cold. It could only look around a little longer before it would need to return to the small den it made. There, just faintly though, it could pick up the smell of blood. This was an opportunity not to be wasted, and it quickly began to track the scent. Following quickly through the drifts of snow, there in the distance it could see a strange black object sticking up from the snow. The scent of blood was absolutely coming from there, and so it bounded over to investigate. As it got closer, it saw that the object was curved in nature, and that there was blood all along it. Not wanting to waste time, the wolf began to lick at the blood. Its numb tongue unable to taste anything, but thankful for each little mouthful of blood it got. As it was licking, there was more blood coming, warmer blood, and so the wolf kept licking, wanting to fill its belly. Eventually, the wolf began to feel tired and drew itself back. It had taken so much blood, but it felt oddly weak. The wolf laid down on the ground, its mouth filling with blood before it lowered its head. More and more blood ran from its jaws, and the wolf whimpered a little before it slumped to its side and began to shiver. Its breathing eventually slowed, and it closed its eyes as the last bits of life left its body. So, for anyone that doesn't know, this is how Eskimo hunt in the Arctic for all different kinds of animals and species, right? The cold affects everything. Animals aren't immune to the cold. They just have methodologies to kind of like nullify it, right? They have methodologies like fur coats and thick hides to make them so they're less susceptible to the cold. But the cold still makes their tongues numb. It still dulls their senses. That's a universal trait of all living things. So what Eskimo do, and what Thorin Denderson here did, I'll explain what he did specifically. What Eskimo do is they'll take a blade, and they will sharpen that blade, and it's an axe. And they'll stick it in the snow with the blade sticking upwards. Then they'll take a bit of blood, and they'll smear it on the blade itself. The wolf comes by to get a meal, and it licks the blade. But its tongue is numb. It can't feel anything with its tongue. It's just getting blood in its mouth because it's hungry. So it licks, and each time it licks, it cuts itself. It cuts its tongue. So it licks and licks and licks as it's shredding its tongue. And now it's bleeding from its tongue. And the tongue is a major organ, right? I mean, people die from the tongue being cut or bit, or, people have committed Sudoku that way in stressful situations where they'll stick their tongue out and they'll bite through it. And it's because of the blood loss. You bleed rapidly from the tongue. Very rapidly. And so that's the way you hunt in Arctic. It's a really effective strategy. Thorin Denderson is doing the same thing, but he doesn't have like a steel blade or anything like that. He doesn't have an axe head in that way. He has obsidian though. So he took obsidian that he naped into the shape of a blade, and he stuck the obsidian in the snow. And so the wolf came and was licking obsidian, and the obsidian sliced through its tongue. There you go. For anyone that didn't know that, there you go. There's a bit more of the knowledge and everything for how things work. Yeah, remember Thorne Denderson's whole thing too, and Denderson's whole thing is the cycle of nature, right? So that's more the lore I put forth for Duke of Ook server. Anyways, back to the video we was watching.
This is where the raven's role becomes crucial. Upon discovering a potential meal, ravens will often call out loudly, their raucous cries attracting the attention of nearby wolves. This vocalization acts as a dinner bell, signaling the presence of a meal to the wolves, who then rely on their strength and pack tactics to bring down the prey or scavenge the remains. In this way, both species benefit. The ravens are rewarded with easy access to food, while the wolves are aided in their hunt. Ravens play a multifaceted role in their partnership with wolves, acting as more than just food scouts. Their intelligence, curiosity, and playful nature make them valuable companions to the wolves in numerous ways. One key contribution is their role as sentinels, providing an extra layer of security for the wolf pack. Ravens, with their wide-ranging flights and sharp eyes, are constantly on the lookout for potential threats.
Yep. And again, it's pragmatism as well, right? Because if they spot a threat, they're going to alert all their little buddies that are closer to the wolves and be like, blah, threat, and then of course gets all the wolves acting up because they're just like, what, where, what? And a raid is here. A raid? What kind of raid? They're on Twitch.
They are quick to spot approaching dangers, whether it's a rival predator, a human hunter, or even a natural disaster like a wildfire. When they sense danger, ravens will issue warning calls, alerting the wolves to the potential threat. This early warning system provided by the ravens is invaluable for the wolves.
Okay. That is a wolf right there that just took a snow bath. Wolves are hilarious because, and they love snow. And so what they'll do is they'll take what are called snow baths, right? Well, they'll roll on their backs and they'll get in the snow and they'll just shake around aggressively. And that's how they're cleaning their fur. And you can tell because look at his fur. His fur is all over the place. That is a wolf that just got done taking a snow bath.
Allowing them to prepare for or avoid danger. This vigilance benefits the ravens as well, as the safety of the wolf pack ensures the continuation of their mutually beneficial relationship. So, how did this unique partnership begin? While we may never know the exact origins, it's believed that this...
I mean, of course we won't know their exact origins, right? Like, on this day, at this hour. Like, of course, you're never going to know that. That's just silly. Again, silly word usage. But, it happens. But it's not hard to see how it happened, right? Again, nature finds a way. Nature will find these useful things to it, and it will put them into action. That's what nature's good at.
This alliance evolved over thousands of years, shaped by the harsh realities of survival in the wild. As both species adapted to their environments, they discovered that working together increased their chances of survival. Wolves learned to follow the raven's lead, and ravens learned to rely on wolves for food. It's a bond that has stood the test of time, proving that even in nature, cooperation can be as crucial as competition. The raven-wolf partnership...
Well, the whole thing to remember, too, is that they're not the same. Like, ravens aren't predators, and wolves aren't scavengers, right? So the fact that the ravens are a scavenger species, and the wolves are a predator species, yeah. No, it started in 1907. I knew because I was there. Burgle, burgle. Yeah. Again, if they were both predator species, that's where you get the super, like, if two different predator species work together, that would be interesting. Oh, another thing, wolves are well known throughout history for raising humans as well. Like, just an interesting little fact. Abandoned children out in the woods or those that get lost, wolf packs will sometimes adopt them and then take care of them.
Offers us profound insights into the intelligence and adaptability of animals. It challenges the notion that different species must always compete and shows us that even...
It doesn't challenge the notion. It actually reinforces the notion that different species will compete. Like I said, the reason why ravens and wolves work is because they're not the same type of species, right? If ravens were predators, they would be in direct competition with wolves, and they also wouldn't need the wolves for it. Like, you wouldn't see a wolf and an eagle, for example, working together. Or a wolf and a falcon. It's like, that wouldn't happen.
Even in the wild, relationships can be complex, dynamic, and beneficial for all involved. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah. Can be. Like, that's... You can literally say that about anything. It could be. Okay. But is it? And in the overwhelming majority of cases, it isn't. It is direct competition. Again, because the ravens are scavengers, this is what makes it work. If the ravens were a predator species like the wolves, well, they wouldn't get any benefit from each other. It's the same reason why ravens don't work together with stuff like coyotes. Because coyotes are a scavenger species. Ravens are a scavenger species. They need a different species type to go after it. I'm hearing some communist propaganda subtext in this video. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah. Hey, mouse. Yeah, we're just going over things. You missed me talking about the way that Eskimo and things like that hunt in the Arctic. Just enough coffee to be mistaken for a meth addict person. Oh boy. Oh boy. Coffee. Yeah, this video is not great. Alexy facts from 10 months ago. There's too much... there's a lot of really weird word choices. Really weird. Hang on. Wolf, snow bath. Wolf Conservation Center, baby. Welcome to the snow baths. Wolves love snow baths. How many cups do you drink a day? Yeah, how many do you drink, mouse? I do 0. I just don't want the caffeine. Yeah. How many cups you drink? Also, here, let's enjoy a wolf taking a snow bath. They gotta clean their fur somehow. And the winter gives them a perfect opportunity. Wow, it's semi-solid water. Yes! It ranges from 1 to 4 maximum. Ah, yes. Snow bath. They didn't show them, though, rolling around on their back and everything. Oh, here we go. This one's from Oliver, the wolf guy. 4 years ago. Yes. Yes. Snow bath.
It looks like clean snow, but I'll probably discover later it smelled like fish or something, you know? So come to bed with me and give me a kiss, and I'll be like, "Blah."
Snow bath.
There must be something good under there. You're crazy, Cooey. You're just crazy.
Snow baths.
What? What?
Snow baths.
Really just sliding down. Right, right.
Yes.
Wow. Watch there be a bear den under there.
Oh my goodness sakes. Alright, anyways. Enough of the snow baths. If I have a second cup of coffee, it's because I enjoyed it. If I have more than that, it means the patience is amount to how much I have in my cup left. I drink from the flagon-sized coffee mugs too. Ooh. For me, it comes as casually as I smoke. Shameful. Shameful. Stop it. Stop it. Let me throw this. What do I have in my hand here? Well, we have a Neosporin burn pain relief ointment. I'm going to throw it at you. Project Gorgon, and we now have 4 brand new players I indoctrinated. Oh, welcome. 4 more whoops. More whoopies. Oh, speaking of, so chat, so, I was think-fonking, alright? Now, the one game I still want to do in the future, but there's an opportunity. I really like Survivor games a lot, so I'm going to work on, and they're simpler, right? I'm going to work on a Survivor-style game with some twists on it. There's some mechanical things I would love to introduce. And it's going to be set with the Wolverine, the Dracorin, and everything in the Grand War. Not the one, you know. Oh yeah, no, I want to start doing the dailies to get some money, some muns, because I've seen like we're gonna need muns. Yeah, I need to start doing the casino dailies. Yeah, so we'll set it during the Grand War, and for anyone that doesn't know the Grand War, most people don't know, the Grand War is the unintended consequences of the actions that Meraxes took, where he basically leaked out the demonic entities into the multiverse, right? And so the Grand War is kind of all the multiversal entities and some of the single-verse entities, like, working together to try to essentially put the genie back in the bottle. And again, it wasn't Meraxes' intention. These are things there was no way he could have known this would have happened, right? When Meraxes destroyed Zaramis and reabsorbed him so that the shifting hells would stop being a threat, he didn't realize that kind of created a vacuum, and, you know, well, the hells have reached out, and they've breached out through the multiverse that they're in. So Averall is like at the center of the storm, the eye of the storm, essentially. For the game, I want it to be, you get to pick between 5 different Wolverine, each one a different cast, right? Well, they keep winning. This isn't the first Grand War. This has been going on for thousands and thousands of years, right? And they've won all the times before and pushed them all the way back to the Averall universe. The problem is as they put it, we have to win every single time. The demons only need to win once. So, fucking, put on your effort, maximum effort at all times. But for this, I want to explain how the Grand Wars end, right? And explain through, like, the methodology and all that stuff. So I wanted it to start, you get to pick between 5 Wolverine. Those are going to be your classes to start with, right? You get to pick between a Wrecker, a Yalder Skull, a Damari, a Guthi, or a Speya. And those will get your, like, during each battle, what you have access to, right? Like, what gifts and everything you'll have access to. Meta progression will be going up the ranks. So you'll be going from Cub to first Talon, second Talon, third Talon, fourth Talon, fifth Talon, and then 5 Talon Elder. And those will unlock more access to more powerful and potent gifts. And you'll have it where you can contract with more and more spirits. And eventually including incarnations and avatars and stuff, right? Eventually, I want there to be the storyline as you go through all the battles and everything, and you get stronger and stronger, and you're pushing the tide back. Eventually, you get to a point where you're going to push it all the way back to Averall, and decide, like, can we seal it properly, right? No, it's not going to be Dark Tide Wolf Edition. Werewolf Edition, no. Dark Tide implies too much more. It's a Survivor-style game, right? It's not a Left 4 Dead style game. It's not a co-op horde shooter or anything like that, a co-op horde battler, no. It's a Survivor style game. But I want to add in some more mechanical nuance to it, right? So you have the 5 forms of the Wolverine you'll get to pick between. You can shift between at will, and they'll each have their different benefits during battles. Then you have... what I want to have is I want objectives to show up during the middle of it that you can choose to accomplish, or you can ignore it if you so wish and just let other forces try to accomplish it. But it's basically to show that, like, the battle is continuing, right? This is an actual war. So you're having a fight in this area, but it's one area. There's more and more stuff going on and things like that. So I want every now and then to have little, like, tells of, like, you know, we need to pull this force back and move them to this sector and stuff like that. Because the demons have amassed in this area for some reason. We don't know what's there. And eventually get it to where you push all the way back to Averall and decide you can do, if you have all of the characters maxed out, you can do the final battle, which is to actually push down into the Shifting Hells itself for the last confrontation. Which will be a bit different, right? It'll be an actual fucking boss battle. And it gets into the whole concept of, why doesn't Meraxus want to undo this? He could stop all of this suffering if he just releases his control of the Shifting Hells of hatred and malice and everything, right? So that becomes the whole thing of, like, you could stop all this, why aren't you? Sort of deal. I wonder if anybody can figure out the answer of why. I've given all the clues before. So everybody here who's listened for any length of time has all the clues of why he won't. Why he doesn't want to. I think I've outright said once before why. I think. We'll see. So imagine yourself, you are Meraxus, the Divine Dragon Emperor, the Dragon God of Dragons themselves, and you have the capability, you have the control of the Shifting Hells, right? Unforeseen consequence is one of them. But there is one consequence he knows will happen. And that's what he's terrified of the most. So I'll just give it a little bit of time. Little bit of time. Okay. Every Wolverine is born with original sin. Every one of them. Right? What Meraxus knows, therefore, because of the compact he made between himself and Sidorus Steeljaw, is that therefore every single Wolverine is already earmarked to go down into the shifting hell of malice and hatred and rage. Every single Wolverine. Except for Sidoris. Sidoris is the only one because he wasn't inducted in original sin. Right? This was the unintended consequence of the compact between Meraxus and Sidoris Steeljaw. And as Meraxus himself says, even though it's hurting him so much because he has to keep Zaramis contained in himself, even though it's hurting him so much, he doesn't want to damn the entirety of the Wolverine species. He wants to keep them like safe. Now eventually, if you do, like, all of your characters are 5 talent elders and everything, right? All of your characters are up at the max rank and stuff like that. You can talk with him more and more, and you can remind him of the fact that the dragon god of hope, which is a little whelp that he saved on Averil, showed him that you can protect souls. Like, you can grab the souls and safeguard them. And so Meraxus, because Meraxus knows the soul tether techniques, he understands the souls a lot better now. By the time the Grand War takes place, it's already been hundreds of thousands of years past when the book His Majesty the Dragon takes place. So, he knows he can do this. However, he can't keep Zaramis contained and grab the souls at the same time. He has to release Zaramis and then try to grab the souls. And so that's the final battle. You travel down to the shifting hells of malice, hatred, and rage. And you have to watch as Meraxus literally vomits up Zaramis. And again, the whole thing of like why he didn't try this before is because Zaramis is Meraxus. So he has all that intelligence, he has all that capability and will and everything that Meraxus has. And that's not good, letting that be released and run loose. The Bloody Serpent was bad, but the Bloody Serpent wasn't as thinking, right? The Bloody Serpent was an embodiment of hatred. The Bloody Serpent was the embodiment of malice. It didn't have like complex, like, solving problems. It didn't have multifaceted stages and plans and things like that. So, Meraxus waited as maintaining and keeping Zaramis locked away for eternity is probably better for everyone involved. Because Zaramis is literally Meraxus freed from any restrictions of morality or anything, right? Basically, Zaramis is the Smiler version of Meraxus. And that's terrifying. So that's why Meraxus basically kept him locked away for this whole time. Now, for this one, you're in a direct boss battle against Zaramis, while Meraxus is trying to channel to get all of the souls and everything, but you won't be alone in the fight. So that's where Archduke Dagrix will show up. That's when Marshal Devrick Ebonscale will show up. So you won't be alone in the fight. But it'll be a hell of a fight. Because again, Zaramis is Meraxus, so he has all that intelligence, he has all that capability. So he is going to be pulling out all the stops. Because this is not only a chance for him to be resurgent in the world, but he directly is connected to the shifting hells. So he's going to start reforming and reshaping. And part of the thing to signal that the boss battle is beginning is not only when Meraxes vomits him up, but all of the ceiling, because there's no sky in the Shifting Hells. There is a ceiling known as the Drowning that is above. The way the Drowning is described in the book, His Majesty the Dragon, is that if you imagine it, all of these people, all of these sinners and everything start in the Drowning. And so it is a mass of just bodies constantly struggling and trying to desperately gasp for air. But it's on the ceiling looking down towards the ground, right? So the sky for those in the Drowning is the Shifting Hells. The Shifting Hells sky is the Drowning. So up above the Shifting Hells, you just see all of this mass of bodies desperately clawing at each other to get their heads above the water. Well, you see that, and then you see the bodies start falling from the Drowning into the Hells itself. Because Zaramis is collecting the sinners that have hatred and malice and everything. And that starts your fight, not only with him, but also all of the minions and things running around. But that becomes a point of contention. That becomes a point, too. Because the way you win, and the point that's made, is Zaramis is Meraxes, but Meraxes has people that care about him. Meraxes has people that love him. You know, Meraxes has the capability of forming friendships. Zaramis, while he is Meraxes but freed of any restrictions, he doesn't have friends or loved ones or anything like that. He has minions and puppets, thralls. There's none that willingly jump for him, right? They're all doing it from different self-interest and stuff. The point behind it for Meraxes is that he has Archduke Dagrix, he has Count Gadix, he has Marshal Ebonscale. He has all of these hundreds of thousands that will jump to help him because they want to help him. You know, it's the high functioning way of saying, you know, if you stripped everything all the way down, removed all the context and everything, you know, the strength of friendship wins. You know, I hate that's what it is, but it makes the most logical sense, right? Because none of the creatures that Zaramis is puppeting, they don't do so willingly, or, you know, they don't do so because they care or give a shit. They're indulging in themselves. They're their own self-interested things, and they're being puppeted by Zaramis. But everyone else that comes to Meraxes' aid, they do so because they actually do care. So, rather than being resistant or, like, you know, fighting back or anything like that, no, they're all the stronger for it because they're fighting of their own free will and volition. I think that would be a great way to close out the Grand War, and also to reveal more about, like, the original sin of the Wolverine, which was, again, foisted upon them not by their own actions, but from an unintended consequence of the bond that they formed between themselves and Meraxes. And Meraxes not wanting to do it because he doesn't want to create more unintended consequences, and he's doesn't want to damn the entirety of the Wolverine people to the Shifting Hells. By the power of friendship, and these wolves I found. But again, because it's all unintended consequences and everything, right? The Shifting Hells are sealed. The Grand War is done forever. The demonic entities can no longer spread beyond the worlds they've already touched. The universes they've already, like, flicked at. Right? Like, this all seems like it's a good thing. Oh, it's the happy ending. Meraxes is able to channel and grab the souls because the moment that it happens, the moment Zaramis is released, he starts pulling the Wolverine, all of them. Because if he can get all the Wolverine into the shifting hells, can you imagine how unstoppable of an army he would have? Imagine all of the Wolverine for the hundreds of thousands, if not millions of years that Meraxus has been around, and the Wolverine have now been around. All of them throughout all the multiverses being pulled into the shifting hells. And being forced to immediately become hellhounds of wrath. Like, that'd be devastating. So the moment that happens, as part of like the your reward for like final cutscene sort of thing to start the battle, you see all the Wolverine in all the different afterlives and everything like that. All these different places and people you've met, they suddenly get grabbed and they're being pulled towards the hells. And then you see the different incarnations of Meraxus grabbing them from the other side instead. Basically starting the tug of war, being like, nope, you're not taking them. You won't have them. And then everything seems like it's all wrapped up and fine. And then as Meraxus and everyone pulls out and they seal the way into the shifting hells, you see that Zaramis was just playing to be dead. He just pulls himself up, and he just shakes himself off, and he smiles. And the shifting hells of rage and hatred and everything start forming to his will the way he wants it. And instead of staying idle, he smashes through the barrier between himself and the shifting hells of another. Because now Zaramis is going to start his campaign to unite all the hells together under his rule. So, just breadcrumbs and setting up for things that, like, unintended consequences. Perhaps it was better off to fight the demonic for so long. Maybe. We will see. Zaramis is making plans. Oh! Goodness sakes. Goodness sakes. Yeah. Anyways, chat, that was a bit of a high concept for you, but I think that would be fun. I will be right back a second. I'm going to go to the bathroom. And I think I'll go ahead and start putting together a thing for lunch. So, yeah. I will be un momento. Okay, I'm back. Alright, let us do some more stuff. Oh, by the way. So, if you think because Meraxes gives up control of the shifting hells of malice, right? That's not how that works, right? He's like, no. He does not give up the... he does not give up his bond because he is already compacted to the Wolverine species, right? So yeah, he doesn't give up his bond. He's able to grab the... he's able to grab all of the Wolverine regardless. It's also why he won't let Wolverine fall to the shifting hells of malice itself. So that's what the so the mechanical stuff on the player side doesn't change for those that do Wolverine, right? But they will the story reason why, because all of them are already touched by the original sin. It's just that Meraxes now, instead of being somebody who destroys all of them, right? Oh, I haven't snacked yet. I'm put the stuff in the air fryer. It'll be ready soon. But all of those that that do become smilers of like hatred, he basically pulls them out of it because he has that tethered connection to it. Now he can't do the same for any of the other species. So after Zaramis assumes control, you'll be able to get like birds of hate and things like that. You'll be able to have the other shifters. It's just they don't have a natural inclination towards it, so they have to be corrupted into that state. But then you're going to start being able to see that in gameplay mechanical terms, right? For now, though, in the time frame that Guardians of Nature takes place, Meraxes is still firmly in control of the shifting hells of hatred and malice. Mm-hmm. Yeah, essentially, Legend Dragoon. Like, you won, but you don't know what the consequences will be. But as Meraxes puts it, after having vomited up Zaramis, what he basically says at the end to kind of show that perhaps, we'll face those consequences, we'll cross that bridge when it comes. But fucking hell, it feels so good not to have the literal embodiment of hatred constantly burning away at the inside of him. Now he just has only his genuine hatreds to deal with, right? He just has his original thing, because that's part of his Merax's flaw, is that he has such anger and hatred within him. Man, ravens are awesome. Ravens and wolves are more awesome. Yeah. Inuit call ravens a wolf bird, as it cooperates with wolves. React on their howling, show them location of possible prey. I mean, this is I feel bad about this. This is apparently a national park, okay? I don't know what this video, but the reason I feel bad for this is the spelling here. Hold on. Well, that's the thing too. Severus, he could solve this problem himself, right? Severus could literally snap his fingers and just erase all of the demonic entities from existence, but he isn't. And it's because Severus is just like, hmm. Again, I'm learning things. Why would I stop that? Remember, Severus doesn't have traditional concepts of things. Severus himself can't feel those emotions or everything. But he's not so much sociopathic, it's that they literally don't exist. Remember, Severus is not a normal entity. He's not a normal thing. He has, it's orange versus blue morality, right? That's why he does things, because he's trying to understand. He's trying to learn things. He wants to learn more about himself. Yeah, Void Dragon being Void Dragon, yeah. Because remember, he is the only truly, like, divine thing. Because there was nothing. There was just the Void and Severus. That was it. Severus was the dragon god of the Void. And then life came from Severus spontaneously. And at first he destroyed it. And then he decided out of curiosity one day to let a little bit of life flourish for a bit. And that's when he first heard the song, the singing. That's when he took the god of songs from that universe, right? He was like, okay, I'm going to take you. I like this. I like this thing. This is amusing. I feel things. So he takes them and destroys their universe. And he's listening to them. This is the start of the Choir of the Void. And then he starts getting more and letting more and more life form and everything like that. And he starts combining them and forming little universes. And he realizes he can pick at them and he can make, like, universalized rules each one has to follow. So yeah. Kind of. It is the fact that he's lacking in it. It's not that he's incapable of it. He's trying to learn. Storyteller proves that he is capable of having these feelings and emotions. But Storyteller is like the 3000th version of Severus himself, separated off from Severus. But this was his early experiment, and that's when he realized maybe it's easier to find aspects of himself in the wild instead of trying to force a creation of an aspect of himself. But again, on the flip side, from the Grand War, right, where the demons just have to win once and then shit's fucked. So all of the other races, all of the other divinities have to work together to fight the Grand War, and they've won thousands of times over. But the demons only got to win once. The flip side happens with Meraxes and Severus, where they, in multiple different universes, they're playing chess against each other. Just over and over and over again, they're just playing. All of the Severuses are all Severus. They're literally him. He can experience all of them. He's not omniscient. He's not omnipotent. But he has all of these different experiences, right? Like, he has all of these different experiences all at once. So he's incredibly potent. He's incredibly, like, adaptable. Because he could see all of this at once. Meraxes, on the other hand, even though he has all of these different monitors, as he calls it, he can't tune into all of them at once. He would go crazy. He can tune in and fine-tune at one of them at a time, but each one of them is autonomous. Each one of them is Meraxes. But they only have their particular experience, right? Until the Prime Meraxes takes control and they gain all of his experiences too. And so Severus asks him a question of why he keeps playing chess against him when he always loses. And Meraxes points out, again, in the exact opposite direction of the Grand War, he's like, because I only need to win once. Like, to prove a point to you, I only need to win one game in one of these universes that you and I are playing chess in. I just need to win once. So yeah. And I think in a closing arc, I think a more poetic closing arc, Meraxes looks at Severus, he smiles, and he just says, checkmate. And that's just the ending of it, right? Because, again, Severus, he's not, like, malicious or evil or anything like that. These are just concepts he doesn't know. He's literally an existence that is different from everything else. There is nothing else on the level. Even the other gods and deities and everything like that, all throughout the multiverses, there is nothing like Severus. And so Severus is like, so he starts going in through different like phases of things like that. Like, am I lonely, perhaps? What is loneliness? What does loneliness feel like? Because he doesn't know. He's never experienced it or anything like that. He's never thought of anything before. It's the same thing of just being in the void. The void was all there was. Eating the pieces when he isn't looking. But that's the other thing too. Remember, all of the Severuses are connected, and all of them are Severus. They are him at the same time. But you can do something behind his back. He won't know you did a thing behind his back. Again, he's not omniscient. Yeah. So let's see. Backing up a bit. Hey, Sitch, is there anything keeping the demons at bay? Yes, that's Meraxis, the divine courts, and everything like that. The multiversal divine courts are keeping the demons at bay, but the demons are spreading out slowly into all the different universes, right? I once had sleep paralysis and a wet dream at the same time and nutted in a demon's face. Never seen it since. Oh my god. Meraxis with suspiciously chest piece shaped throat. Checkmate. But no, it's just a point because again, the point that's emphasized with Meraxis is that he is incredibly intelligent, right? Which annoys the shit out of Cortisoth because Cortisoth likes to think he's smart. And he is. The problem is Meraxis has got that tism intelligence, right? That's what I call it. It's not actual tism, but it's that whole thing of like that's his specialty, right? That is the thing he is naturally gifted with. His own curiosity, his own capability for learning, his own capability and desire to spread out and learn more and more and more and put those pieces together. That's what makes Meraxis so intelligent. Those tism thoughts. And again, as Cortisoth himself said, he literally could have gotten anybody. Like, if his criteria was just for anyone that had, like, fanciful thoughts about dragons, right? Carnal thoughts about dragons, he could have gotten anybody. The reason he chose Meraxis was because those thoughts only served as fuel to keep him through the grind. They only served as fuel to keep him interested and keep him looking, keep him working. And it was from that he then started putting together the pieces of like, can I just make a functional kingdom on its own? Where if I let my hands off the wheel, the entirety of Starlight can just keep functioning. So that's when he started looking into, like, blacksmithing. That's when he started looking into animal husbandry and things like that. And he really put in an honest effort to make a genuinely functional kingdom instead of just a guild in a video game, right? So he didn't build the guild hall, which is the genericized term in Lost Frontiers where every single important NPC you need is down a single hallway, all lining the hallways. All of the player rooms are in this hallway, all connected to this hallway. Your respawn point is at the end of the hallway, so you just have the guild hall. That's it. Right? So he started putting together, well, like, we'll have the blacksmithy here, we'll have the royal physician and everything like that, which was the game's way of getting over the death punishments, right? You would use the royal physician to remove the death penalty that you had on yourself. And when I say death penalty, I mean like the debuff, right? So he started putting together an actual functional, like, kingdom. He started putting together, like, well, we would need salt mines and stuff like that. Gold mines are fine if we find some, and he does. But like gold mines are fine. We can print currency, but you don't want too much currency because then you'll devalue all the currency you have. And so like he started doing all this stuff together, right? Imagine how a universe made by an autistic pantheon would look. Yeah. Oh, that gets into one of the universes though. And Meraxis is actually there. Like Meraxis is the through line is Meraxis in each of these universes, right? That'll be written. He exists in each of them. But I already talked about it before. There is a Stalker-like universe where there is an island nation, big island. It was like a small continent, right? But there's an island nation, and they have only a few cities left, and they are interconnected with trains. I know I've talked about this before, right? I've talked about the trains, and how it starts. I'm pretty sure I have the way it starts still written down. That's Fate of a Hive City. That's the White Tower. Is it you? No, that's an untitled document. Where is it? I know I wrote it down. I know I have it written down. Because money currency doesn't inherently hold its value. The problem is with inflation, things like that. Like we're suffering the current problem here, where it takes $2 to make a single dollar bill. Right? That's obviously unsustainable. So coinage reform is a big deal right now. In fact, turning the dollar bill into a coin would actually help a lot. Where is it? I know I've written it down. So now I've got to find it. Because I started it with, is this it? That's a weird one. I don't know what that untitled document is. That's fucking weird. Wish I could, like, sort these and move them. Only different spot. Be like, no, not that one. I don't think it's saved. That's incredibly frustrating. I know I've talked about it on here before. It didn't save. Yeah, it did not save. Unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. But essentially, there was the trains. They were the only methodology to connect between the different cities. And you had the conductors and everything like that who are in control of the trains. So I started that there were originally 300 and some odd trains, right? I can't remember the exact number. I know I wrote it down somewhere. I wrote it down somewhere. Wait, maybe I wrote it down physically. Hold on. Hold that thought. Did I write it down physically? There is a dragon god. Okay, that's all that ending. That. Yep, that's part of Meraxis' fury. Because again, I know I've told this on stream before. I know for a fact I've told it on stream before, right? not here. Son of a bitch. It had such a good starting, too. I don't know where it is. It had a great hook at the start of it. Like, when the apocalypse came, the world was bathed in the great magic storms and everything. There were 300 trains to service and maintain the populations of all the cities that were now cut off and isolated. The trains would be the ones that would risk going into the great storm. Originally, there were over 300. Now, there are only 15 left. And that's basically where the story starts. And that was the whole thing where we talked about it, because that's where I talked heavily about the magic systems and everything, right? And how the magics work, how contradictory magics work. Because this is a mage storm. And it's the whole thing of, like, what's the most terrifying, like, anomalies they can run into while on the trains. And it's stuff that seems innocuous. Healing ones are by far the most absolutely terrifying one to run into. Yeah. It's very, very unfortunate that I don't, that I can't find it. And that's very annoying and frustrating to me. Very frustrating. Because it was, again, it was such a good fucking opening. No, exactly. Again, healing magic is very dangerous. If you don't know what you're doing, you can basically only, like, increase the natural regenerative rate, right? If you don't know what you're doing, if you do know, you can get more specific with it and things like that. But imagine healing magic unattuned, unaffected by anybody else, not being guided. It doesn't increase your regenerative rates. It forms cancers within you. Bulging masses of life. It's truly horrific. Okay. What's this one? Okay, that was one of my efforts for Sakara. I need to get the proper Sakara back up to the front of the line. Hold on, I gotta fix this stuff now, because now my documentation's all over the place. Which is unfortunate, because I was looking for that other document. Here we go, this is the correct one. Alright. Oh, nope, this is not the one. This is... Oh, it's a time for change. Whoops. A time of change. That takes place later in the Sakara timeline. Whoopsie. Back. That is incorrect, but I do need that one to be up here too, so that's fine. Whoopsie. Okay. Let's see. Is this the correct one? Yep, this is the correct one. Found it. Perfect. Sakara, the White Tower. Alone in the Enchanted Woods. Perfect. So I've got that one up where it needs to be. A time of change is up where it needs to be. Let's put His Majesty the Dragon back up where it needs to be. God, it's so funny to open up His Majesty the Dragon and watch Google Documents chug. Because there's so many pages. Google Documents just like... and so many pages. Alright, and then let's put Guardians of Nature up where it's supposed to be at. Perfect. Perfect. Nice. There we go. Perfect. Cool. All of it's all copacetic again. Okay. Now, back to this Raven Wolf Bird thing, which apparently a lot of people don't like. But here's the reason I was calling it out. Oh, shit. Inuit call raven a wolf bird as it cooperates with wolves. React on their howling. Show them location of possible prey. While wolves follow raven's voice. Who wrote this? Who wrote this fucking description? Combination to the Baltic Green Belt Project, which is part financed by the European Union. Oh, Europores. That explains some things. Yeah, that definitely explains some things. 60 negative 26, huh? That does explain some things. Let's see. It's 3 minutes and 19 seconds long. Let's go. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's old PBS special music. Subtitles, captions unavailable. Okay, I didn't know if it might be in a different language, but it's old PBS music. Oh my god. Anybody that grew up watching PBS shows, you know the music. Oh shit, I gotta go get my stuff out of the air fryer. Fuck. I'll be right back. No thugs. I just remembered I had stuff in the air fryer, and I had to go get it. So what I do is I take air fryer burritos. They're only cheese and beans, so they're not that special. So I take some sour cream, put it on top, and sprinkle on some Creole herbs and garlic. Yes. Yes. Tasty. Yeah, okay, let's see how this goes. All right, back up a little bit. Common raven, Corvus corax, and that's why I did coraxin for what the shifter species of corax would be. I love garlic. Oh, I love garlic. This is so much PBS music, though. Holy fuck. It's just as bad as PBS music is, too. Holy fuck. Genuinely so. This is as bad as PBS music for sure. For anyone that doesn't know, PBS is public broadcast service, right? It's the as cheaply made as possible stuff like that are like little educational things, right? It's the stuff you would find on the low channel count numbers. This is made possible by viewers like you. I love government-funded program, yeah. And as it turns out, just how bad and fucking propaganda you got. Holy shit. Sounds like I'm about to watch something be built in a time-lapse. We're watching a time-lapse of ravens, apparently. It's not an unkindness yet. We're getting there, though. It's a little group of ravens. Wait a minute. Look at the one raven. He's headbanging to the music. This one. Watch it. Watch him carefully. Watch. He's gonna start headbanging to the music. Yeah, except you don't have to like actually do it. It's all like donator based, right? And it's subsidized by the government. It's not something like the BBC where you can literally be fucking arrested for not supporting the BBC. Fucking vultures. Good God. Britain is just a mistake. Is this all this video is? Is this literally all this video is? Hold on. Oh, wait, we got an unkindness. Do we? Oh, no. That's just one that flew right by the camera. Oh, these are different burbs. Yeah, no, it's not even an unkindness. It's different burbs. That's seriously all this video is. I see the reason for the downvotes. Just crows being burbs. Yeah, I know. How sad and disappointing. How sad. I thought for sure Inuit call raven a wolf bird. Like, oh, no. But there's no whoops. Where are the whoops? Ooh, Joe Rogan Experience with Dan Rogan. Or Dan Rogan with Dan Flores. Dan Rogan. Wolf and Ravens Prometheus Network. In this video, we're exploring the surprising alliance between ravens and wolves. Okay. Has captivated researchers and...
Have you ever come...
Hang on, this is what it is. So this was fucking... It's 2 years ago. Only 200 views, though. From 730 subscribers. Interesting. Thanks for coming back to the Prometheus Network channel. The surprising alliance between ravens and wolves that has captivated researchers and wildlife enthusiasts alike. The entire video, and be sure to subscribe to this channel. I mean, we'll find out. Let's see how good your video is. Shall we? Shall we? Shall we? Prometheus Network from 2 years ago.
Come across two completely different creatures forming an incredible bond in the
very quiet. Very quiet. Hold on, let me boost it up for you guys. I boosted it up on my end a bit. And yeah, just to just look at this Wolper.
Oh shit! It's a fucking garou!
Anyways, yeah.
Today, we're exploring the surprising alliance between ravens and wolves that has captivated researchers and wildlife enthusiasts alike. Join us as we unravel this fascinating partnership between two remarkable species. And don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay updated on our latest videos.
Okay.
Ravens and wolves may seem like an unlikely duo, but nature has its mysterious ways. These two species have been observed forming a mutually beneficial relationship that not only challenges our understanding of animal behavior,
But it doesn't challenge our understanding of animal behavior. It's actually reinforces our understanding of animal behavior. We understand why it happens. Like, it'd be one thing if it was like, no two species could ever work together, ever. It's like, well, we know that's not true already. I don't know who's ever had that stance. Like, fucking wild. I can't hate Great Britain. It bestowed upon me the greatest detective in existence. Speaking of, by the way, you should watch the show Elementary if you want an actual Sherlock Holmes that uses deductive reasoning. Beans.
but also showcases the remarkable intelligence of both ravens and wolves. In their
Okay, true.
natural habitats, ravens have been known to follow wolf packs, while wolves seem to tolerate the presence of these curious birds. This unique bond is forged.
That sounds a bit harsh. I mean, I guess wolves are, they are a predator species, right? It seems a bit harsh. Like, we tolerate your existence, burb. But, fair enough. Ah, tasty. Yeah, I'm just saying, don't watch BBC Sherlock, because it's a bunch of fucking fairy tale nonsense logic, right?
on the foundation of a mutual need for food.
I just love the fact that the first episode and the second episode, like the first episode proves the second episode is full of shit. It's fucking great.
With ravens being scavengers and wolves being skilled hunters. When a wolf pack goes on a hunt, ravens follow closely behind. Once the wolves successfully take down their prey, they feast on the carcass,
Wait, what?
leaving the leftovers for the ravens to scavenge. This symbiotic relationship
Oh, no. The ravens don't just follow behind the wolves. The ravens will oftentimes lead the wolves to the prey to begin with. Like, what? 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 What?
benefits both species as they work together to find sustenance. But there's more to this incredible alliance than just sharing a meal.
Okay.
Ravens have been observed guiding wolves to potential prey or carcasses they've discovered.
Oh, okay. So he just wanted to save it for later. But again, weird word usage. I don't like that the way you would say that at the start of it. This is what it is. But yeah, weird choice to do that, then obfuscate it and for later. Hold. I like how in later seasons he just starts solving crimes off screen. Oh yeah, fucking, it's fucking wild. His reasoning is so, like, again, it's a superpower. BBC Sherlock is a superpower, right? Elementary's Sherlock is a genuine deductive reasoning skills, and he actually teaches Watson, who this time is played by a woman, he actually teaches her how to use deductive reasoning. It's a genuinely good fucking show, right? Like the way he realizes that there's a panic room inside this apartment. They're like, they can't find the guy that's been murdered. He's like, what? Oh no, they do it a lot in the first season too, but it's the later seasons where they're just like, oh, he's so special, he can solve all these crimes instantaneously, right? Yeah. But no, in Elementary, he talks about, like, hey, we can't find the guy that's been murdered. We know the guy's been murdered here. We can't find the body. And it was Sherlock Holmes. And he's like, okay, well, you know, I know there's a panic room here. And they're like, how do you know that? And he's like, you can feel it. I want you to walk in this room for a bit. The floor isn't balanced right. And it's because a massive panic room has been put in. So things tilt towards where the panic room is. And then he goes and he gets a marble, or I think a pool ball maybe, and he puts it on the floor and he lets it go, and the pool ball rolls right to a spot, pretty aggressively to a spot in the room. And he's like, so the panic room's over here. Then he starts looking around, like checking the side walls and everything. He's looking for anything, like, how do you open this panic room? I mean, it's there. I know it's there now. I know it exists. So there must be a way to open it. And it would most likely be here in the bedroom. Because why would you not have, why would you put your panic room entrance in some other room? You're going to put it in the room you're most likely going to spend the most time in, right? And, you're going to be sleeping here at night. You might want to have it in case of an emergency. So it's actual fucking deductive reasoning. A lot of problem with detective shows, they would run into the problem where they would have ensemble casts, right? And this was always a way you could tell who did it in a lot of those shows. They would have ensemble casts to try to obfuscate things, right? If it's a drawn detective series, right? If it's a cartoon or something. But you can't help yourself if you want to actually lay out clues for the audience. You'll put a little more effort into one of these new characters that no one's ever seen before than you will any of the other characters, right? You can't help yourself because you want to try to lay out the clues and make it fair, right? Now, if you don't give a shit, if you're like BBC Sherlock where it's literally a superpower and nobody ever could have guessed anything anyways because you just make up shit as you go, whatever. But if you're genuinely trying to make a fair, like, the audience could guess it, you put a little more effort into one of these characters nobody's seen before. And that can be picked up on pretty quickly. Yeah, BBC Sherlock is literally the definition of random bullshit go.
Effectively leading the wolves to food sources. In return, the wolves provide protection for the ravens as they scavenge. The presence of a wolf pack can deter other predators from attempting to steal the raven's food, creating a safer environment for these intelligent birds. This remarkable bond between ravens and wolves has long intrigued researchers, offering a glimpse into the complex world of animal behavior and symbiotic relationships. Studying these interactions not only helps us better understand the
It's not. We discussed it's not really a symbiotic relationship, right? It's mutually beneficial. There is a difference. Like, they don't. The wolves don't need the ravens. The ravens don't need the wolves. But they found that, hey, if we work together, you know, we get more. It's mutually beneficial. You don't need one or the other.
dynamics of nature, but also provides valuable insights into the intelligence and adaptability of both species. Now you might wonder, how do these two species communicate? Ravens are known for their impressive vocal repertoire, and researchers believe that they use specific vocalizations to alert wolves to the presence of food. Wolves, in turn, rely on their exceptional sense of smell and hearing to locate the prey or carcasses.
Which is also why in the book for Guardians of Nature, when Jennifer Woods sprays the Wolverine in the face, it doesn't matter that he's a fucking wrecker. It doesn't matter that he's a high-ranking wrecker at that, and he's a smiler. It's fucking bear mace in a werewolf's face. The fucking explosion that he is feeling through his senses at that moment is fucking overwhelming.
The ravens have found. This exceptional partnership is just one example of the incredible relationships that can be found in the animal kingdom. The ravens and wolves alliance demonstrates how even seemingly unrelated species can come together to benefit each.
Why does everybody say seemingly unrelated? It's not seemingly. They are unrelated species. Like, what the fuck? A wolf is not a bird. A bird is not a wolf. Stop it. Stop it. Seemingly unrelated species. They are unrelated. That doesn't affect the thing at all. Stop it. Stop it. Get some help. Word usage. Please. Oh. Man. Hey, Setch, what if they were cousins, though? No. Stop. Stop. Though, that does get into an interesting situation. Atka Kalik was actually asking me because of the relationship between Samantha Baker and William Lowell. William Lowell is a Wolverine. Samantha Baker is a Coraxan. What are their children? Right? And it's a coin toss of which bloodline they inherit. But that gets into the funny thing of, like, that's a legitimate one where it's like well, you both are seemingly the same species, but you're telling me that she has the blood of the raven, you have the blood of the wolf in you. Like, so you're different species, technically? Like, yeah, that's accurate. Plus, I also like it because it fits in with the whole idea of the wolves and ravens in nature working together, right? So the fact that the two of them are in love, she is a were-raven, he's a werewolf. Yeah, I just think it works really well together. Wings count as feet. No, wyverns. Stop it.
Each other in their quest for survival. So, there you have it, folks. The surprising alliance.
Well, I was debating on if this was AI or not, and it was that right there. That cemented it for me 100% right there. That's AI. AI voiceover.
And seemingly unrelated species can come together to benefit each other in their quest for survival.
Okay, right here. This is an AI fuck up real hard. Exactly. Well, there you have it, folks.
So, there you have it, folks. The surprising alliance.
Yeah. Again, I don't mind if people use AI voices, but you need to actually still check what your AI voice is doing, right? You can't just put in the script and let it go. You need to still check, because sometimes they'll get really weird pronunciations, or they'll have moments like that, right? Again, I don't mind people using AI whatsoever for these voiceover stuffs. It's totally fine for me. But you need to check. You can't just slap the script in and just let it go and be like, good enough. No, you need to actually listen to what the voice is doing, because you can have weird shit like that. So, there you have it, folks. Like, that's fucked. That's super fucked.
Alliance between ravens and wolves is a testament to the incredible adaptability and resourcefulness of these amazing animals. We hope you enjoyed learning about this captivating relationship as much as we did.
Well,
Thanks for tuning in to our exploration of the fascinating bond between ravens and wolves. If you enjoyed this video,
also, again, this is more of a nitpick for generalizations. When people just post random videos unrelated, do more videos. Do more of showing stuff like this, right? Like, I know this is a picture, but this is more what you want to see, both of them together. That's more interesting. Postal dude narrate random bullshit. Which postal dude, though? Which one of them? That was one thing I liked about Postal 4. Postal 4 has a bunch of problems, but the thing I liked in Postal 4 was that you could pick which postal dude you wanted, right? Postal Dude 2? Was Postal Dude 2 John St. John? Hold on. I gotta make sure. No, it was Rick Hunter. Okay, Rick Hunter was Postal Dude 2. And then 3, I think, was John St. John, and then they brought him back, right? No, it was Corey Cruz. What the fuck? God, there's so many of them. I forgot there's so many. It's 4 for John. Thank you. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, meow, meow. But here, yeah, you get to see. I can probably show that real quick. Is it just a quick video? Let's agree there's no bad Postal Dude voice. I can agree with that. I think all the Postal Dude voices are fantastic.
You've successfully safeguarded the structural integrity of our fine town stem. You even caught that one invisible structural failure.
Wait, what invisible structural failure? You gotta be fucking kidding.
Wait, what invisible structural failure? You've gotta be fucking kidding.
Wait, what invisible structural failure? You gotta be fucking kidding.
Wait, what invisible structural failure?
I love that. That's one of my favorites, though. This Postal Dude is one of my favorites.
Invisible structural failure. You gotta be fucking kidding.
You successfully
Yeah, I agree. I think all of them did a fantastic job with it. I think they all did a fantastic job. But I just love that. Wait. His is just so fucking funny.
Wait, what invisible structural failure?
Because he just sounds like he's annoyed, right? It's just so perfect. It fits so well for Postal Dude because he sounds like every line he says, the way his the tone and cadence in his voice, he just sounds like he's fucking annoyed.
Wait, what invisible structural failure? You gotta be fucking kidding.
Fuck! I do like they try to fix the fourth game as best they can. It's a shame they don't want to fix the whole content itself, though. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're trying. They're adding more areas and things like that. They're smoothing things out more and more, you know. So, they're trying. It's just a shame. Again, Postal 4 I don't think is a bad game. Postal 3 is a genuinely bad game, right? Postal 4 I think is just, it's okay. You know, it's literally that black guy in his car, like, ranking burgers. Like, it's all right, I guess. It's all right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I agree. I agree with you 100%. Crazy Valentine. Overrated as fuck, in my opinion. No, I don't think it's overrated because it's... I haven't seen people praising it or anything, right? Overrated would imply it's getting too much praise and everything like that. I don't think that's the case. I think most people are pointing out it's a broken, buggy mess, right? Because it is. You want to know what's underrated, in my opinion, though, and what I think more people should play? In the Postal series, by the way. Oh, what he says in the car. Fair enough. Yeah. This is what I think more people should play. No! Damn it. This was such a good fucking game. Unironically, great game. Oh yeah. For anyone that doesn't know, we used to speedrun that game. Used to. Because there's a lot of, like, really challenging things to keep stuff going and everything. Like, whew. Never heard of Beta Decay. Oh, Civ 11 did one. Of course he did. It's a really fun game, though. God, there's so much movement tech, though, you need to learn. But fucking hell. It was... I enjoyed the shit out of it. I definitely enjoyed the shit out of it. It was so fucking good. There's a reason, though, I very, very much enjoyed the shit out of it. No. Oh, they got to do the introductions in each one. Hold on. This is an enemy in it. Here you go. Fluffy friend. Twisted conglomerate of lonely high school outsiders, manga heads, or Asians, and of course their name is Dank Wolf or some shit like that. Oh my god. He gets... Postal guy almost gets dragged into a yif pile. But, wood. Again, they made this one too attractive. If they wanted to do furries, they should have made the morbidly obese. Like, oh my god, the land whales. The disgusting fursuiters, right? Like, this one is more conventionally attractive and actually has big tits and a nice ass. Holy fuck. Oh, fluffy friends. If I ever saw that shit in real life, I would hard. Mm-hmm. But no, they have so many good enemies. Some of my favorite enemies, the basement dwellers. What do you think of when you think of basement dweller, right? Actually, wait a minute. I think I can just... Hold on. We can do this a better way. Oh my god, it's 10 gigs? I didn't realize postal brain damage was 10 gigs. Oh... There was DLC? There was DLC for postal brain damage and I didn't know? What the fuck? Oh, it's coming soon. Whew. Postal brain damage. Sunny days. These sunny days. Oh my god. One of the enemies for it. Hold on. That's fucking great. Oh, yes. Oh, chat. Oh, chat. Well, it's funny that you say that. I'm going to combine your stuff together. But no, it's funny you say that. First off, I want to show you one of the enemies that's going to be in brain damaged these sunny days. Here you go. Yes! Yes, absolutely. Oh my god. That's fucking fantastic. That's fucking fantastic. Oh my god. I can hear the music. I can hear the music. Oh, dude. August 2025. Okay. August. So next month, we are going to absolutely play this. Holy shit. Alright, we're 20% complete on downloading it. I was just going to download and go to the model viewer in-game. Because I should have all the models unlocked. We have most of the levels aced entirely, so... If it saved all my progress... Oh my god, if it didn't save all my progress, though. Because some of that movement tech and everything is evil. Oh. If it kills you, start playing Copacabana, I hope. God, you have no idea how much I hope. That's fucking incredible. I love it. I do. I genuinely love it. I love that that's an enemy type. Holy fuck. Alright. Okay, it's going to take a bit longer than I would like to do all that. So, he patiently waited 30 years. Here you go, chat. You can see some of the other enemies too, but here you go. He patiently waited 30 years to become a whiz, a powerful mage. Watch out! He often puts on a robe and wizard hat. Oh my god. Oh my god. Holy shit, he's literally me! Oh. Yeah, we got the 5G towers, which you saw in the cutscene. There are a lot of enemies in this game, a lot of them. So, I'll show you all the enemies you see in the furry convention chapter, right? Alright, so, first off, the fluffy friend, as I said, and absolutely fucking wood. 100% wood, right? Next, the Xenotwats. Ever since that movie about space came into this world, every con is filled with his fanboys. Some of them cosplay aliens so much, they stick a long prod in their butt in hopes to better imitate a xenomorph. And then, the Dominatrix. No furry convention can get without one of these. She will come down hard on your ass and show you that there is no difference between pleasure and pain. Just don't wait for her to bring out the gimp. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is also, chat, this also is the game that introduced the best weapon in all of Postal Dude's arsenal. Okay? What can you imagine? I want you to think Postal Dude, right? And particularly brain damaged Postal Dude, right? With a tumor. You're literally fighting your tumor, okay? So, what do you think would be like the best weapon in the game? What can you imagine it to be? A scooper, the beta shotgun. New. This is the one where I said they missed. When I played it on stream, I said they missed the golden opportunity for the best pun ever. Alright. A golden opportunity was missed. You like the bow, don't you? The Penetrator. You thought that a dubstep gun and a huge dildo on a weapon, as a weapon, were the peak of mankind's creativity? Well, you thought wrong. Behold, the dildo bow. And I was like, you missed a perfect pun to call it the dilbo. Oh my god. The dilbo. And in case you're wondering, yes, you fire out massive dildos from this bow. Hold on a second. Hold on. Hold on. No, that's Postal 4, you bastards. Oh my god, yes, the cutscenes. The cutscenes are so fucking good. Holy shit. Yep, you can get it in P4, only they make it more floppy and floopy, the dildo. And here, it's an obvious railgun, right? Why? Seriously, though, why didn't they call it the dilbo? Makes me so sad. Oh, hang on. All weapons. Perfect. Perfect. Who did this? Who did this? Weapons from games. Thank you very much. Let's get to the penetrator. It's so fucking good. It's so fucking good. Oh, ribbed for bonus damage. Yep. Wait, why can't you stand Civvy anymore? What'd Civvy do? We're in. Oh. This is from Hyper Strange themselves. Enemy showcase. Hold on. Hold on. Here we go. Enemy showcase. The fluffy friend. Damn. I didn't realize the enemy showcase was going to show the penetrator as well. Nice. Nice. I'm in. Yeah, no, seriously. This is a damn look, right? I don't know. Again, if you'd done an actual convention thing, you should have made them morbidly obese. Yeah, any creator who felt the need to jump ship from Twitter to Blue Sky is an automatic red flag for me. Absolutely. Absolutely. It should be for everyone. Yeah. Yes. Anti-Boy Scout? Perhaps. Potentially. Postal Brain Damage knew what it was doing, okay? I need you to understand something. Postal Brain Damage knew what they were doing. Yes! I get to keep all my stuff. Yeah, look at all these fucking... They are so creative with a lot of their enemies. So yes, literally, he's shooting shit out of his ass at you. Right? Saxophone. Mr. Toot. No, Mr. Toot! Has to help people. The veteran. Cats. Golden Retriever. The Golden Retriever but meaner. Burger Boys. Prisoner. Prison guard. Goliath. Welcome, bloodborne enemy. Listen, a host of nightmare, like if you think Bloodborne was fucked up, just wait and look out for this guy. Basement dweller. Be my friend. The Mexican jumping beans. The Cusslinger. See, my favorite part is that there is actually a body attached to it. Little teeny tiny body. Light 50, sir. Crawlers, these freaky fucks. Hey, did you know H.R. Giger said that there should be a creature so dangerous it can kill you with its tongue? Well, we thought ante-up, motherfuckers. Karen, the manager slayer. This is one of the boss fights. Let me see your manager. Asylum victim. The vaccinated. Wonder what this is a reference to. Huh? Wonder what this might be a reference to. What's even better is there's a special interaction between the vaccinated and 5G towers. If a 5G tower is near the vaccinated, it makes them go into frenzy. Is Postal Dude's wife in the game? No. Lobotomized creep. Clown elemental. And then Lost Clowns. The Tinfoiled. All sides are getting it. Nurse Joy. Clown elemental, yep. Farty Pants. 5G tower. Again, if this is near the vaccinated, it makes them go into a frenzy. The Illuminati. Lizard Dude. These are literally the aliens that show up. You fight them in Area 69. Look at that. Yes, that is indeed what you think it is. Gray trash disguised. No one will ever know. No one will ever know. Meanwhile, little Ronnie. And then Big Bad Rona. Of course, Fluffy Friend. Absolutely. Very much would. Like I said, if they had made it like this, right? This is what it should have been. If you wanted to make fun of the furries the most, right? This is what you should have done. The Storm Pooper. Gojira Wanker. what do you get when you cross a gorilla, a whale, and a guy that watched all the Shiro Honda's movies at least 100 times? You do the math here, brother. The RPG table. They could have just put Kiro the Wolf into the game. No changes needed. Dude's horrible enough on his own. Ugh. Mobile battle goober. The T-8000. Oh yeah. Leon Dusk, by the way. Oh, the other dude. And the Teslo Regillion. Ugh. Teslo Borgillion. There we go, that's better. I'm at here, dude. Fluffy Friends Festival of Fun. Sniffing in the VIP area. Hang on, is there a way to see the cutscenes? Can we just watch the cutscenes? Because they're so fucking good. Hang on. Let's see if this works. These are the speeds. You can see, like... Oh, they don't have my stuff? It's all been bugged! It's all borked! It's all borked! Fuck. Fuck! I don't have the timers or anything anymore. Sad. Alright, I don't know if this will actually work. I hope it plays the cutscene. Let's do it. Yeah, I don't care. We just want the cutscene. Yes!
My dear dude, after defeating the dreaded coronavirus, you eagerly embarked on another adventure. Far below the dungeons deep and caverns old. But that was not the end of your nightmare. Oh no! You had to travel inwards into the spiraling madness.
Oh.
Here among these furry halls lies the climax of your destiny. And what is
Seriously,
it, you may ask?
wood?
An autograph
What the
from
fuck?
a world-renowned tech mogul, philanthropist, business magnate, and occasional pothead who is adored by all, but adores no one in return. After you obtain it, a mighty blessing will be bestowed upon your RV. A shitload of health pipes and a cheap, unreliable electric motor.
Seriously? Occasional pothead. Oh my god. But no, seriously, like holy shit. Now I'm at a nerdy convention, you know, one of the furry ones, the F4 Games Expo. Yeah, it's the usual, a whole lot of strange people, cosplays made with cardboard and TP, girls with cat ears, and a lot of poop culture references. Word is that almighty Leon Dusk will grace this place with his presence. I must get an autograph, which can get me an upgrade to my RV. Seriously, his reasons for doing anything is so fucking funny. Hold on. Let's exit the menu. Okay. Let me get the other cutscene. This should be the one. Like, your entire reason for going through these story arcs gets fucking great. Please do the cutscene. Please do the cutscene.
Sweet Jesus.
Yes.
Dealing with Karen sure is exhausting. Guy just wants a TV, and before I know it, I'm in the middle of a Black Friday shopping spree stampede. Now, to die, to sleep, or chance to wake the fuck up. Maybe if I fall asleep right now, I'll wake up in the real world, and finally be watching some of the German boxing guys' movies. Yeah, that seems perfectly logical. I don't know. No one knows. Only my weapon understands me.
Oh, yes, I do.
Jesus, now I'm gonna shit myself. But I better find some TP first. The fuck?
Yes, so your entire reason for going through the asylum and the madness in his fucking tumored mind is because he's gonna shit himself and he needs TP. He needs TP! No one knows.
I need to find a toilet and some paper.
No one knows. Only my weapon understands me. Oh, yes, I do. Ah! Oh my god, Postal Brain Damage is fucking great. Genuinely, it's great. Highly recommended. And now that I know that there's DLC coming out for it, woo! I'm looking forward to it. Oh, I didn't know Wolfie didn't have Postal Brain Damage. I would have bought it for him. Ah! Damn it. Damn it, it's so good. Don't want to now because, you know, the winter sale is off and I don't want to spend too much money. Yep. Alright, chat. Yeah, so, again, as a recap, we did our preview reads of the book today. Having such a good time. Oh, my goodness sakes. I do want to start the project for working on the Survivor style game because I think it would be really cool. I think having you be able to shift between the 5 forms for the Wolverine would actually be very interesting as a mechanic wise, right? And I think having little objectives you can do for like bonuses and things like that would be interesting. Like have each battle like take place on an actual map instead of too many of the Survivor games. It's just like an endless void thing around you. Like they go super easy. I'd much rather have like a little bit of a map designed. And like I said, I came up with some achievements before we go. I had some achievement titles I thought up that would be fun to have. I put them in the Discord. A bunch of people have already seen them apparently and laughed. But who let the wolves out? Remain in Ulfer form for an entire battle. I'm incognito. Remain in Mother form for an entire battle. Werewolf. Werewolf. Remain in Wolverine form for an entire battle. I came in like a wrecker ball. As Wrecker used feral charge to smash through a wall and kill at least 30 enemies. I don't believe in mumbo jumbo. As a Goothy, refused to use spiritual gifts and use only weapons and brute force. No. Because I was never really a fan of... I like Doom 2016. I wasn't a fan of Doom Eternal. And the Forgotten Gods or whatever... Well, I can't even remember what it was. The first DLC cemented my hatred and disliking of it. Immensely so. Like, I genuinely think Eternal is just bleh. Oh, it's for classic Doom. Interesting. No, I did not know. But basically, like, I basically burned away from Doom. I know, the story in 2016 is fucking great. But nobody ever mentions it or talks about it. Also, later today, I will be playing with Wolfie. We will be we'll be doing Gary's Mod Prop Hunt. It should be a lot of fun. So we'll see how it is. I downloaded Gary's Mod again. I got stuff set up properly. Hopefully. Wait a minute, I still have the Postal movie installed? Wait, what? Wait. Oh, no. Okay. It looks like it's installed. No, it's just you start it. Thank God. Okay. The Postal movie is fucking great, by the way. It's one of the best video game adaptations of all time. But yeah. So yeah, we're going to be playing some of that with Wolfie and having ourselves a good old time. In the meantime, though, chat, hopefully you guys take care. Have a fantastic day. Stay safe and healthy. Get fit, get ripped. I will see you back here tomorrow. And, yeah. Should be good. We should watch it on movie night at some point. We did in the past. So I should probably watch it again. This Saturday, we're going to be watching Sandlot. 100% we're watching Sandlot. Also, the vote went through. The Gooners win. So there is the not safe for work section on the Discord that is segregated away behind a roll. Ah, yes, yes. Yeah. In the meantime, bye bye for now, everyone. Yes, feel your suffering, Sir Reginald. Feel it. Bye-bye for now.